Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have Richard, the founder of Sharpness, your spiritual coaching. So tell us, Richard, what are the 5 steps that you recommend to entrepreneurs out there to make the first million?
Well, first thing, you better have an idea that works. That's the first thing. So if you're going to get started, you better perfect your idea. That's number one. Number two is you're going to have a plan. Okay. And the plan means how far you're going to go. How much is enough? When is it enough? Right. So in order to do that, you have to reverse engineer, come backwards and figure out when that first million is going to happen. Right. But you need that plan to go through there. So number 3 is going to be your people. How are you going to build a team? When's the first person come on? When's the second, third, fourth, fifth? What does that actually look like? Do you need 1 person? Do you need 5 people? What do you need to hit that 7-figure mark? That's number 3. Number 4 is going to be who's going to manage this goal. You really have to understand who is in charge of making this 7 figures happen. Is it you? Is it you and 1 other, 3 other? You've got to have, again, part of the plan is who's in charge of reaching this goal and what does it actually mean? And what do you actually get? The 5th thing is just that. What's the reward for achieving your first 7 figures? What do? You buy yourself a car? Do you pat yourself on the back? Personally, I just look at the next million because the first million, like, oh, that's nice. Let's get another million, right? So we really want to understand that. So I think those are the best 5 steps for me.
So Richard, tell us why you decide to become an entrepreneur and a coach and a mentor.
Yeah, I started is a long time ago now, but the first thing was I really wanted to work for myself. I saw the potential of earning income way beyond having a job. So back in the day, I was swinging a pickaxe for $5 an hour, digging trench. I didn't see a real future on that. Did a side job. I worked the same amount of hours, worked 10 hours on a Saturday shoveling rock, made $1,000. Okay, for basically the same work I did the day before for $50.
Wow.
So that told me I need to be an entrepreneur. I need to work for myself. I need to get all the money. And that's what started the whole journey. And they went on from there for the last 35 years.
Yeah, Richard, but do you have any role model? Someone in your family is an entrepreneur? Or one thing, I think that this transition, we all have been taught by our parents, by our family, okay, to do good in life, you have to find a job and do good in this job, get paid, try to study a lot, so you get better job and you get paid more and work harder. So the more you work, the more money you make. And this is what we hear in all our surroundings. So how come you break that and you decide to become an entrepreneur? Do you have any reference? Do you put any book? Do you saw a TV show? What happened?
No, I don't. All those things you described, like they do tell you, none of that appealed to me. I didn't like school.
But people told you that?
Yeah, they all say that. That's the general thing. Your school tells you that. A guidance counselor.
My parents are teachers. They told me, go, to do good in life, go to university, you study a lot, and then you're going to have this degree. You're going to have a fantastic job. I finished university. I got degree in chemical engineering. I never used my degree for anything, just to make my dad and mom happy. Yeah, but
right.
didn't get me anywhere.
Right. And I had that feeling. So I went in the U.S. Marine Corps. I went in the Marine Corps, became a Marine, did that for 4 years. That was my college. Okay. I did it the hard way. Came out again, started working, started doing my own thing because I saw opportunity. So to me, college was not opportunity. It was a herd of individuals trying to do all the same thing, accumulating massive debt. Okay. To get a degree that I didn't understand to use for. I didn't need it. So for me, I'm a bit of a contrarian. I really don't go with the herd. So it served me better. Like, oh, I can work hard. I have one skill at that time was working hard. So if I can work hard and again, go from $50 a day to $1,000 a day because I worked hard, I like those odds way better. I would make a lot more money in the same 4 or 5 years that someone's going to go to colleges, right? So I'll make double the debt that they're going to accrue, right? So for
probably
me,
now you go to university to teach people how to do business, and maybe you haven't been in university yourself, right?
exactly. So I teach them because I give them real world stuff. I'm not dealing in theory. I've got the scars to prove it, right? All these years in business. So that's really why I did it. School is not for me. I barely graduated high school. I had to take English 3 times, and now I'm English, so it wasn't going to be a place for me to learn. I'm a hands-on guy. So that's why
there is a book, Richard, that why students A work for students C. Yeah.
That's right. I mean, I'm a best-selling author. Okay.
Wow.
I didn't go to college, so I'm a best-selling author. I'm an internationally recognized steel sculptor. I was #1 in my field of building water features. Okay. I'm a champion boxer. I'm a black belt. I'm all kinds of things. And college didn't help me with any of that.
Absolutely. So, tell us about your book. Do you have it around? What's the title? Where can we get this book?
It's called Escape the Owner Prison. It's the contractor's new way to scale, regain control, and fast-track growth while loving life.
Oh, so wow. This Escape the Owner Prison. I love the title. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's, because people, Harry, when they get into business for themselves, and I did this, we work very hard the first 2 years. We wear all the hats, right? We do everything from accounting to 100%. Sales to the whole thing. But the problem is, and the pattern I discovered was, next thing you know, 10 years has gone by and you've repeated the first 2 years 5 times, right? So you're stuck. You can't grow. You can't scale. You're making a little more money, but you're not making a lot of money. You don't have freedom. You don't really have profit. You don't have impact. So I wanted to show them the way to do this correctly. Like you got to work hard those first couple of years, but you should be planning to get out of that role.
100%. Right? 100%. I agree 100% with you, Richard, because when I started my first business, the first 2 years looked like a prison, exactly like you described. Yeah. You're wearing all the hats, you're doing all this job, you starting a business, nobody knows you. Then you find your first client, they want to pay you a little money, or they don't want to pay you at all. Then the first supplier want you to give them a lot of money up front. And now you are accumulating all these negative, all these scars, like you said. And that goes inside your head. And remember, the mindset of the entrepreneur is that's why I love the title of your company a lot. Yeah. Because let's talk about this, because in the first 2 years of anybody building a business, you're gonna get a lot of scars, like you say, and these scars are due of the process. I always said that become an entrepreneur is a skill set. The more you practice, the better you become. It's like driving a car, or it's not a book. It's not gonna teach you how to drive a car. You have to actually get in the driver's seat and do it. And of course, you will get some scars in the process. Now, all these scars, they go to your brain or to your psychology, like a negative emotional baggage that even some people, exactly like you said, entrepreneurs repeat. I've been there, I've done it myself. I said people, including me, you go and do, and you try to repeat the process again, and then it doesn't. It's not fun anymore. It's like you actually in a prison. It's worse than a job because you're taking all the risk. You are responsible for everything. You have to deal with a lot of people tell you no, and you have to cope with that and keep believing in what you're doing. So when do you find the strength, and when do you find the breakthrough that you said, hey, I cannot keep doing this process again and again and again, because this thing that I'm doing is worse than a job?
Yeah, I think what happens is, usually when I talk to people, you have to tell them they're in pain. You become numb to the stuff after a few years, especially if it's year 4, 5, 6. You're numb to it. You just keep going because, well, you've got a taste entrepreneurship. You're kind of unemployable now.
Absolutely.
You do set your own hours.
Tell me about it.
they're just more hours, right? You just get to choose them. That's all. So you have to come in and express their pain to them. Like, well, everything you just said. Oh, you get paid last, don't you? Yeah, I get paid last. Okay, you run the company. Oh, I got to be here to open the door, or nothing happens. I can't go on vacation. And if I do, I got to call in every day, make sure the place didn't burn down, right? So you tell them all this stuff. You're doing all this stuff. Like, do you really want to do accounting? No, I hate accounting. Okay, then why do you do it? Once you bring that up, you say, well, what's my alternative? I don't know anything else. All they know is they were really good at what they did. So they started a business, right? Like me, I'm good at shoveling. So I started a business. Okay. Well, great. But now what? What about the business part? What about the taxes? What about the accounting? What about everything else?
Yeah, a lot of
So
things
you-
that we need to learn that we don't even have any clue that they even existed, right?
Right. So I say, well, what if you systemized your business where this stuff was taken care of? There's a process for everything and a way for other people to do it. Then you start bringing those people in so they can succeed, not having someone come in and try to figure it out and say, here you go. And they run. Oh, that's one hat off. Then it's two hats off. Then it's four hats off. Now you're just wearing one hat and it's the hat you want to wear. It's
Yeah.
the vision hat, right? It's the market share. Let's grow. Let's do this. Let's do the stuff that only you can do. That's what we call your 5%. So that's what you have to do until someone brings up that they're in pain. They don't know it. Some do, but they don't know the way out. And then you just say, well, I'll show you the path and follow me. And they do. And next thing you know, 1 year later, 2 years later, they have the freedom. Now
Absolutely.
they're going to their kids' ball games. They're going to the music recitals. They're going on date night with their wife. They're spending time at the beach with the wife and kids, right? Without being on the telephone, right? They start to create that freedom. Go, wow, this was amazing. Yeah, as their business continues to grow and scale, right? So that's how we do it.
Yeah, and I love Richard that we're having this conversation. I have a cousin the other day. He's talking to me. He run a maintenance company, yeah, in United Kingdom. And he was telling me, Harry, you know what? I'm saying no to clients because I had to make sure that every project that I take, I'm on site working along my team to make sure that I deliver an amazing service for my client. And so all the clients that come, I need to tell them that I cannot take the job or that they have to wait. And I'm talking to my cousin, I said, man, first of all, you never say no to clients.
That's right.
Never. If you're gonna tell them no, give them to me. I don't have any clue, I don't have any company material, but I will find someone to do that job. Never say no to anyone. Number two, you think that you're doing something amazing, that to work along your team to deliver this project with quality, whatever. I'm telling you, every time that you go and do that, you devalue yourself and your company, because if you're not there, it doesn't work. So he was proudly sharing this with me, and I don't think that he didn't like my answer that much, but we get caught, I think it's lack of experience, and it's part of developing this skill that we're talking about, Richard. Yeah. The whole point, people go to business to make it about themselves, like it's a little bit of
Right.
and a little bit of, okay, I'm the CEO here. I tell everybody what to do. I'm the owner of the thing. I don't want to hear Richard White to want to tell me about coaching. I'm the big boss here, and this is my business. I do whatever I want. And then they are in prison for 10 years. They're not speaking. They're not speaking with the wife. They're not speaking with the children. They have a lot of anxiety. This emotional pain sometimes actually end up in physical pain. They have the people can end up with cancer. But the other day I interviewed this very podcast, a multi-millionaire, that he got 3 multi-million pound business, and the guy was vomiting blood. And he told me, Harry, that day I decided, listen, I'm running this business are not running me, because Richard, the business literally can kill you.
That's right.
Can literally kill you. When I had my first property business, we managed to sell 5 million. I remember that all the clients, they want to talk to me. Yeah, I have hundreds of them. And they all want to speak with Harry. They want to pay less rent. They want to, I don't know. So bottom line, and I'm thinking, these people, they're going to kill me. I'm only
That's
one
right.
person, and they all want to speak with me. Number one, I cannot even, all my day we be speaking with them, number one. And number two, they're gonna keep me. I cannot be talking with 100 people all the time. So I had to start, like you said, finding this key, and little by little getting out of the prison. And what I make it by accident. Yeah, I remember in the office I put a sign. Then I said, okay, don't come to me to ask me anything if you don't bring the solution, 2 or 3 solutions.
That's it. That's it.
Don't ask me, because you guys gonna drive me crazy. You also are a lot of employees. So I have already all the clients want to talk to me, and then I have all the employees coming to me to ask me things. So I say, hey, hold on a minute. So I put this sign, and it was a joke in the office. The people said, well, Harry's useless, don't go ask him anything, because he will ask you to bring the solution. So then they start to come with the solution. I told them, okay, fine, out of this solution, pick your favorite. Why I have to pick? Why is me? We have to choose something anyway, and if it works. If it doesn't, we have to try something else. So it's not such a thing that Harry had to tell me what to do. Bring the solution, and then you want to tell me, you tell me, but you will be you who will pick. Bottom line, I create that culture in the company. And guess what happened? One day, I arrived to the company and they told me, Harry, we don't need you. Go home. I'm like, what? You don't even need paper in the photocopy? You don't want me to come? I said, you don't need to come here. And that's the day that I have my freedom,
That's it.
And it was amazing. I find out that the people that I hired, they were all better than me at everything, even finding solutions, even picking the best solution. And I want to do it out of self-preservation. This is how I did it, because I'm thinking these people are gonna kill me. I'm only one person. I got the clients on the other side. I also hired one person. I said, listen, you are Harry. Yeah, my manager. Yeah, she was a girl. I said, look. Her name was Eva. I said, Eva, you are Harry. Yeah. So what that means? All these people want to talk to me. They will speak to you. And that's it. You need to sort this out. I don't know what they want to speak with me, and I don't want to know. Whatever they want, you talk to them, you sort this out. So, and Richard, is beautiful when you open that door of the prison and you can experience freedom, because you're gonna be more happy, you're gonna have more energy, you're gonna have other ideas. But I did it out of self-preservation, and I did something empiric. I didn't have, like, now, clearly you have a system and you have a way that you can coach people how to open the door and how to get out of prison. Yeah. So, but there are some people that the ego is so strong that they prefer to be inside the prison that ask Richard for help to get me my freedom. So what message do you have for those entrepreneurs?
Well, someone's going to have to show them the way. Once you tell them, well, you're in love with misery. That's what you're in love with. That's your mistress. Your mistress is this business. This is what draws you in, man. You're sneaking around on your wife with this business. Okay. It'll call you and you'll go. It'll call you at 10 o'clock at night. You'll go.
Absolutely.
It'll call you at 5 a.m. You'll go. That's a mistress. Okay. And if you're a woman, it's a Mr. I don't know what they call it. But I'm just saying, like, that's the realization you have to have. Like this, no, you're serving the business. It doesn't serve you. It needs to serve you. Right. That's the whole thing. Just like you said, by accident, you figured out, and we call it the 3S. It's situation, right? Solutions, and then suggestions. So here's the situation. Here's my 3 solutions. And here's my suggestion for which one to use.
Wow,
that completes the circus.
See, Richard, how organized you have everything. I wish I met you a long time ago, man. You would save me a lot of headache, a lot of trial and error.
But if these people who are trapped in here would just start to think that way, they have to be a systems thinker. How do I make something that someone can run? How do I make this run myself? If you're all that genius to have this business and do everything, okay, you're not a genius. Okay, you're not, because you haven't figured out that there's a lot better people out there to do all this stuff than you ever will be. You may be good at one good thing, but I guarantee you, if you're the guy, the number one guy, and someone is 95% as good as you can still bring them on, let them do the job, and I guarantee your customers won't know the difference. And if you think they will, train them up the next 5% so he's 100% and you're done. Right? That's what you have to look, and it's actually a very small time investment to change your whole life.
Yeah.
It's 6 months to 12 months and you're free.
Yeah. I agree 100%, because this is what happened to me. I'm telling you that I'm coming from the space when I built my first business in the first 2 years, that I was tired. I was exhausted. I was waking up with the computer in my lap. I'm angry because I'm not sleeping, and I'm making tons of money, but I'm exhausted. I don't have time to see my family. I don't have any friends. I lost all my friends anyway because I started to in business and none of them have business. And when I go out with them, I talk about business. Nobody cares.
Right.
So what's the point to go out with those friends? So now I'm all alone, working like you said in a prison with dealing with everything. I'm doing the sales. I'm doing the marketing. I'm doing the accounting. I'm doing everything and I'm tired. And then I have this thing like, it was a property business. I'm thinking, no way, I don't trust anybody, so I'm not gonna employ. I should be crazy. This is what was happening in my head. Look at this. Yeah.
Right.
I'm crazy if I'm gonna hire someone and give them the key for my property that I manage. So these people that I don't know and I don't trust, they will open the door. What if they steal a computer for my clients? Or what if they do in the house? No way. I'm not hiring anyone. But oh man, after 2 years, I was exhausted. I was so tired and so angry and so I don't know, dealing with things like like if we need to paint the house, I go and paint it. I have to do everything, because I don't trust anyone. Whether today we need to paint the house, and I just call the painter. They already have the key. Go inside the house, paint the room, and I don't want to know anything. Tell me how much it is, and I don't even want to know. My team member will pay you. So
Yeah, I think people have to kind of, it's that old, you got to hit rock bottom till you can look up. Until you're down there where you're so exhausted or ill or whatever it is, and you realize, and this is the funny part, if we've all been there, we made all the money and did all the work, we tell people it's not worth it, right? You got to get other people to do it, but no one who hasn't been there will not believe that. They're all, well, let me make all the money, then I'll decide. Well, we're just trying to save you a lot of heartache. You can still make the money. You can just do it a better way.
And what's the point? The whole point of being, I realized that, the whole point to do a business is that thing can operate by itself without you. That the whole, this is what to me is a good entrepreneur, right? And a good entrepreneur is not someone that is micromanager and because as soon as, you have to make yourself obsolete. I'm not needed. Yeah.
Right.
I made it by accident. Yeah. Truly, that was the truth. It's a true story. Everybody that I had, they were better than me at everything. I thought that I was a genius. I thought that I was the big, I was very young back then. I thought I was the big deal. Like I created this business. I'm selling. I'm making tons of money. I'm the king of the world. And what I was is miserable to the point that I remember I used to go out and spend thousands of pounds in one night because I had the money. Because I didn't have a lot of time also because I'm working all the time in the business.
Right.
Like for the only night after 3 months that I go out to drink a beer, I don't know. I was like crazy inviting beer to everybody in the bar. The people said, this guy is crazy. I'm not crazy. I just want a little bit of happiness in my life.
Right.
I
Yeah,
want
you're
to see
unfulfilled.
people smiling, even if I have to pay the beer because, my life sucks.
Yeah.
But the situation, Richard, changed very quickly. Exactly. Well, after I surrendered my ego, and after I started to bring people to the company, so I was not expecting that, honestly. I was expecting that, oh my God, these people, they're new. I don't trust them, how to supervise them. I need to show them how to do the job. BS. They were brilliant.
Yeah.
10 times better than me at everything. And I was, yeah.
You got to have confidence in people.
Otherwise, you cannot grow. I agree with you.
They come with whatever level of competency they come with. You can make them better. That's the easiest thing to do is skill them up. But if they come, as long as they know what to do and how to do it, they can do really well without you. They don't need you breathing down their neck. They don't need you micromanaging them. Let them do their things. Hey, they're going to make mistakes, fix them, get back to work. Okay. It's not a big deal. Like what business doesn't make mistakes? That'd be none. They all do. Right. So we understand that's part of the system. And this is how you fix a mistake. This is how you troubleshoot a problem, right? We teach them all that. They teach others to do it. That's the self-running business, right? But if you don't, you've got to go in with that intention. The problem, again, like you and I did 20 years of that. You did 3.
Wow, Richard.
I did 20 years of doing everything by myself. Don't get help. Don't ask for help. I mean, I had some systems and I had people doing stuff, but still was me. I'm out front. I'm doing all the PR. I'm this. I'm building stuff.
Exactly
I'm
like
the
you said, you
artist.
have the scars, yeah. So you
Yeah,
walk
and
in the
it's
talk, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because that's
exactly.
the thing, Richard. People, entrepreneurs out there, I think that the reason that how I pivot this so quickly is because I burn out myself so fast
Right.
that I
Right.
couldn't literally operate. I
Yeah, I
couldn't
think there's
operate. You know,
and
I was to a point that I said, "My God, this thing is going to kill me. It's going to
you know,
frustrate."
Harry, I think it's also that hustle and grind culture. You just work harder, just put in more hours. I mean, there's this
Yeah.
whole hustle and grind culture. They think that's hard. I'm like, no, that's just working hard. That's not working smart, as they say. But you really don't have a plan except work harder. That's a plan to go to the grave. That's what that is. That's what that plan is. You're not building anything that's sustainable, because if you check out, the whole business closes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have anything now. Now, yeah, he did this. He
Mm-hmm.
worked himself literally to death,
Hmm.
right? And no one has a job because the whole business collapsed. So you let how many people down and their families? They got to go find new work and everything else. So you're not doing anyone favors, especially yourself, by just working harder.
Yeah,
It's
let
not.
me tell you, Richard, when I discovered the power, because at the end of the day, the day that was not needed in the office, I was a little bit torn, I'm like, man, these people really don't need me, and they send me home. Yeah, then I'm sitting at home making a ton of money without doing anything. But you know what? Um, this is what happened. It's the truth. My mom got sick, yeah, and it's gonna cost to save her life $100,000 and a year of me of not working at all. I have to go and pick up my mom. She was in Cuba. I had to take a plane overnight. Like, I have a phone call, and they told me tomorrow you need to be in Cuba. Your mom is not well. Nobody knows what she has. And I arrived there, and boy, it was ugly. Yeah. So I have to basically travel the world finding the best doctors with her, and so I couldn't even look after the business, run after the business and everything. But if I haven't have this business that work in this way, I won't be
Right.
able to save my mom's life because
That's right.
my brother couldn't do it. He has a job. He told me, man, I cannot quit my job to do this, right? So this is when I have one of the biggest breakthrough that I said, wow, it's actually worth it. Yeah. Because if you have this time and this freedom and you can go and support someone that you love, which is, then I find the whole point of actually doing a company and, like you said,
Right.
get out of the prison. But sometimes, again, it's entrepreneurs, it's all about the mindset, yeah. And
Yes.
and it's hard to, honestly, it's hard to surrender, to say, you know what, there are other ways to do things. But then, Richard, now you go there, you're talking to entrepreneurs, you said, listen, man, I did 20 years of that. Yeah, it's hard, it's painful. Look all the scars I have. I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you. Yeah. And then the entrepreneur is telling you, well, this is my business, I run, you're not gonna tell me what to do. And they're in prison.
Right.
And then you go and you tell them that they're in prison, that they're angry with you because
Yep.
they think that you are insulting the baby, you're insulting what they built. And I said, listen,
Right.
I just want to create a framework for you that you can come here to this place because you want to, not because you have to.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yep.
this is the framework I want to create with you. I'm not here to tell you how to run your business. And also entrepreneur think, oh, I'm not gonna bring Richard because Richard is smarter than me and he's gonna tell everybody what to do. I'm not bringing this coach here. Well, Richard is no more smarter than you. Richard is only more smarter than you in one specific skill, which
It's
is get you out of prison.
yeah, it's I have outside eyes. You're as the
Absolutely.
entrepreneur, you're in it. You're in it all the time. You can't see it. You can't see the forest for the
Absolutely,
trees.
100%.
I come in, I can, it's clear as day.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm looking for this. You go, well, you're standing on it. Oh, yeah. See, you're too close to it. So that's all it is. It's not, I mean, I know my
Absolutely.
stuff. I've been
It's
doing it
not
for,
nobody's smarter than anybody. There is
right,
no one that's gonna take any position. There is nobody to tell you what to do. It's just that somebody from outside with the right experience, because if this
right.
didn't happen to
Yep.
you before, you won't
Yep.
be able to help others. And that's the other thing. A lot of people go to
Yeah.
coaching and mentoring trying to help people when I haven't done it. They say, I'm glad
Right.
that you told me,
Right.
Harry. I did 20 years of that, so you know that pain.
Right.
So now when you're talking to people, I say, listen, I'm here to set you free because
Yeah.
I'm being exactly in your same situation, different business, but I've been there, and I can get and I can really help you. So what do you think that still there is a lot of resistance for entrepreneurs out there for
You
coaching,
know,
mentoring?
I,
Uh,
I don't think there's that much resistance. I think like coaching is still like say it's one-on-one. Okay, I'm going to coach you, Harry. You're going to work with me. You and I have to like get along. There has to be alignment. Okay, every coach is going to fit every business owner. So you might have to look and like, they may watch this, go, man, Richard's saying the right stuff. I want to talk to that guy, right? Then we'll take it to the next step. Or they might say, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a goof. I'm not talking to that guy. And they go to the next guy, right? Who's ever going to resonate with them? So that's the thing. And I don't think it's that entrepreneurs are resistant. I think once they reach a level of pain, like you did, because today, more than when 30 years ago, 35 years ago, we didn't have coaches. You might
no.
have found if you were
I
a
didn't ask.
millionaire,
I have all the money. I wish that somebody like you were around 17
me,
years old, because I did have all the money and I would pay anything for
yeah,
someone to actually get me out of this nightmare that I was there.
right. So now they have this huge opportunity to look at people. That's good and bad, though, right? When you have that many coaches, there's a lot of coaches that have never done a business, but they're coaching business owners. Well, I'm not
That
going to work
doesn't
with
make
that person,
sense.
right? But
It
it's
doesn't
out
work.
there, right? But it's out there. So you're
Oh
gonna,
yeah, a lot and a
just
lot.
like if I hire a bad marketer, I pay them $10,000 and they don't deliver any clients. Well, there's bad marketers. There's bad everything out there, right? So we have to be smart enough to find the good ones. And like these podcasts are one of the ways to start the process. Listen to what the coach is saying
Absolutely.
and go, does that make sense to you? Because you're the entrepreneur. It's your business. Does it resonate with you? Is that a guy you want to have a second conversation with? Let's talk more. Let's get into that. That's what you have to do. Go find the help, because it's called time compression. I can put 10 years into one with my experience. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for 35 years of experience. I'm going to take 10 years of bad decisions, costly mistakes, maybe even business failure, and I'm going to save you that and do it in a year. So I'm going to save you 10 years of floundering and misery. And like, who doesn't want that?
And guess
And then you
what,
got
Richard?
that freedom. Right.
Guess what? I interview people in this podcast, and I know people, right, that they have been in that prison, yeah,
Yep.
and make millions, and because they have in this negative state that they're tired, they're exhausted, they're doing everything, they take a bad decision, they lost everything overnight.
That's right. That's right. Fatigue makes cowards of us all.
This is true story.
Right?
This is not something
Yes.
that I'm picking up out of the sky. This is the reality, that you might think, oh, I'm building this, oh, it's all about me, it's all about this. Well, if you don't ask for help, if you don't surrender your ego, if you this thing that you are building, and you're creating all this wealth, guess what? With the wrong mindset and with the wrong approach, you can lose it overnight,
I
because you
did.
are so tired, and you don't have time to read the news. So you don't know if the market changed. You don't have time to go to a hospital to check your health. You don't have time to take your children out, and all this goes inside your head, and then you're gonna become so stressed out at some point that then an opportunity gonna come to you, and because you don't have time, you're in a hurry, you're exhausted, you're gonna read it through quickly, you're gonna take the decision, and probably will lead you to lose everything that you have achieved so far.
That's happened to me. 20 years in business. 08, 09
Happened to a lot
hits.
of people that I talk in
Right. And
this same podcast.
right.
A lot of people are just a lot of
Yep.
stories about that.
Yeah. It started with zero, lost everything. My home. I have 6 kids. I have a wife, lost my home, lost my business, had to start completely over because I wasn't doing the right things.
Yeah,
I didn't let people help me. I didn't take the advice that people were giving me from
me too.
billionaires,
Me too.
I'm not listening to them, so that's ego. That's ego and pride. That's what it was. That's what actually
Yeah,
took my
yeah,
business
yeah,
down.
yeah.
So I don't have that anymore. I locked that
Yeah,
up in a
no, neither do
box.
I. Neither do I. I learning in the hard way, exactly like you describing. I had this brilliant idea, when because I was literally bored of my first business was making a ton of money. I was doing nothing at home, and a lot of people talk about how to deal with failure. Nobody talk about how to deal with success. I managed to get out the prison and to be that business operating by itself without me. Guess what I do? Because I'm bored and because I got anxiety still, I have this hype still out of the business, and now I'm not doing anything. I'm
Right.
uncomfortable with myself. Now I go there and I open a restaurant. I call it Harry Spanish Tapa, which is the worst name that you can put to a Spanish restaurant. You should call it Lola Pepe. No, because I have huge ego. I put my name to the thing.
Right.
And long story short, I lost 200,000 pounds and 2 years of
Yep.
my life going Monday to Sunday to make the thing work. The mom of my girlfriend that I had at the time, from the first month that she opened that restaurant, she told me, Harry, close it. The thing doesn't work. And I'm like, what? This woman, and she was an entrepreneur. She knew what she was talking about. She told me, close it. It doesn't work. And I'm
Right.
like, it's like she's insulting me, I'm taking all these things
Yep.
personal. And I'm like, I'm not closing anything. I'm the king of the world. I already make a business work and I get out myself and I'm gonna make this restaurant successful. I didn't have any clue.
Yep. I did the same thing with a store.
My big ego, I was very young. I have hair back then, so imagine how many years. That ego taught me a very painful lesson because
Yep.
guess what happened? After 2 years, I lost my girlfriend, obviously because the mom told her, this guy is a loser. Forget it. So
Yeah.
I lost my girlfriend. I lost 200,000 pounds. I had to close that restaurant. It was like a disaster. But then, Richard, and it was tough to get back up because then the property business technology is advancing, the margins are reducing. Then I'm spending all my time than I end. I think I should take the money and go and travel the world, or I don't know, invest in property, which is something that I knew. No, open a restaurant, I don't even know how to cook. So you may, if you don't work with yourself and with your psychology, yeah, you actually can,
Yeah.
how you call it, jeopardize or self-sabotage
Yep.
yourself for nothing,
Right.
for just lack. I always say lack of experience, or I think the whole thing was my ego, Richard, to be honest with you. Yeah. And like you said, I don't have it anymore. Yeah, I surrendered my ego long time ago. After this,
Yep.
I took the hit with the restaurant. I said, you know what? I was only, Richard, sure of one thing. Yeah, when you have these big failures, um, you maybe you don't know what you really want, but you're 100% sure of what you don't want. I
Right.
knew after I closed
Right.
this restaurant, said, look, if I'm going to business again, number one, I don't want any place anymore that I need to go physically from Monday to Sunday and I have to be there all the time. That's not for me. It's work for other people. Some people are passionate about restaurants, people are passionate. Some people, I understand, I know restaurants owner that the restaurant runs without themselves. And I'm telling the man, you are so amazing. What are you doing running restaurant? No other business. You can be
Yeah.
because you have so much, if you make this thing work, man, you have so much skills. But anyway, Richard, the not so many people are as lucky as you to experience the other side of freedom, to experience this opening the door and get out of prison and actually experience how a happy and wealthy entrepreneur look like. And from the bottom of my heart, this is what we want from every single entrepreneur out there. We want them to be healthy, we want them to be happy, we want them to live a wonderful life, because let's face it, we take all the risk. Society, we doesn't, recognize us, as we deserve. You go to the bank and it's a joke. They prefer to
Yep.
they prefer to give the mortgage to my employees than to
Yep.
me. I said, you
Yep.
crazy, you know. So you know, so we are the biggest risk for everybody, you know,
Right.
and then but when we make the thing the purpose of the entrepreneur work and be on the other side, I think it's the best feeling that any entrepreneur can be out there. So what can you tell to the people that they're suffering, to these people that are still in this rat race, in this receiving scars, yeah, and even people like you come and say, listen, it's not working, but we have to change the approach because in the way that this business is right now, sometimes you need a mentor to tell you it's not working. Yeah,
Right. Yep.
It's not working, this thing in the form that it is right now. And yeah,
I'll tell you, Harry, what I would do, what I would suggest for those people, even if they're struggling with getting help, not getting help, coach, maybe not a coach, I would first get someone on the phone. If you have someone local that can like come look at your business, like there's no strings attached. You're just going to come and walk around, take a look, watch things happen for a few hours, and then you're going to have a meeting and they're going to tell you what they see just in a short observation. And your jaw is going to drop to your desk at the stuff they're going to reveal to you that you're walk around every day and don't see.
And you don't see, yeah.
And you're like, so that's where I'd begin, right? And they're going to be like, okay, let me know and leave, right? It's just like, and they'll chase you out the door and bring you back in because you just showed them everything that's there that they can't see. They got the blinders on. That's all it is. It's not their fault. Right. It's not the business owner's fault.
It's part of the process. It's part of the process.
He or she did what they had to do.
I think we all have been there in Richard in one way or another one. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know anybody, any multimillionaire that I ever interviewed that told me, okay, you know what? My first business, I designed a beautiful product exactly like I thought. It sold like crazy and I become a multimillionaire. So far, look at I interviewed already a lot of people, over 500. Nobody already had told me anything like that.
Yeah, because it doesn't exist.
Absolutely.
No battle plan ever survives the first shot. Okay, so it all looks good on paper until the bullets start flying.
Absolutely.
Okay, then everyone's going everywhere. So that's business. That's business.
Like Mike Tyson said, you know, all the plans are amazing until you receive the first punch. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And I've punched a lot of people in the face, so I know. And I've been punched in the face.
You know that very well, Richard.
So it's all So it's an amazing journey, regardless, right? So, but it's going to hurt for a while, but you can fix it. Now, let's say you're starting a business and you listen to this podcast, you go, oh, there are things to put in place right away to minimize. You're still going to have scars. You're going to still have issues, but you want to minimize those. So if you're looking to get into something right now, start talking to the right people. Start laying out a real plan of when does a first person get hired? When does this not, I'll do it until I'm making enough money. That's not a plan. Okay. That is not a plan. There's no plan don't do that. Okay. Really get it laid out. Like, when does the first person come on? That's a big milestone. When you hire your first person, if you're literally going to start by yourself, because that first person leads to the next person, to the next person. I'm like you, my guys, I came one day, I taught them how to build all these ponds. And one day I come by to help. I jump in, I start doing something. My foreman goes, we don't do that right now. Oh, okay. So I started doing something else. He goes, we don't do that now either. And I did a third, and he's like, could you? And I go, could I go get lunch? Yeah, I'll go get lunch for you guys. So they just sent me away to get them lunch and something to drink. And they didn't need me anymore. They're like you. They're like, don't wreck the system. We built the system. Leave it alone.
Amazing.
Go away now. So yeah, that's freedom, right? That's the freedom you want.
It's an amazing feeling.
If you understand it early, you can build it into your process. So you'll save a lot of misery, a lot of time. Yeah. So there's hope. There's hope. And if you didn't, and you're at today's a great day to start doing it right. Absolutely. Just begin now.
Yeah. I'm so glad, Richard, that we touched in this point because, very little people talk about it. I think that the entrepreneurs out there, they hide and then they smile and they They think that pretending that everything is okay in front of the family, in front of the employees, in front of everyone, and inside they're broken and they're stuck and they don't find way out. What now is that the people like you that that with ton of experience, with a ton of resources and a strategy that it was not available. I can tell you 17 years ago because I looking like crazy
Right.
for a solution how to get out.
Yeah, I think entrepreneurship is lonely.
Absolutely.
People, unless you're talking to another entrepreneur, you got nobody. Nobody. You're all by yourself and you're doing all this stuff, and you don't have employees to talk to because they don't know, they don't get it. They're an employee. They're doing one thing, they're not doing all these things. So understand that it is who you surround yourself with. So worst case, get around other entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So you can lift each other up. But the other thing I also recommend is that they, with their families, they tell their family what the plan is. That's why you need the plan. Listen, this is phase one. I'm going to work a lot for the next year and a half. So I'm not going to be around a lot, blah, blah. And they're like, okay, all right. So they can be, I don't want my family to work with me. I want them to be cheerleaders.
Exactly. They're part of your team. They're your first team because when you start the business, you are alone. So it's your family who you have around.
Every phase, when I'm going to scale, hey, it's time to scale. This is what scaling is going to look like. So expect this. Excuse me, and accept that. And they know. If they know, they're good. They'll cheer you on. They get it. But if they say you don't understand, it's business.
Yeah.
You don't understand. Well, that's a good way to lose your family.
Yeah.
Now they don't talk to you because you're in your head all the time.
Yeah, like my mom. Yeah, I said, "Mommy, I want to expand," and my mom is, "Don't expand. Don't expand. You don't need any." That's my mom.
Right.
Yeah. Why you want to expand? No, it's okay as it is. Don't she's listening and she said, "Oh my God, expand. It's gonna be in trouble." And I said, "No, mom. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry about. Just telling you for you to know that I'm going to expand." And she's like, "Why do you want to expand? Why do you want to make it bigger? You don't have enough money already." I'm like, "Mom, So
you know what? Let me ask you a question, Harry. So I know you're from Cuba, right? You're Cuban.
Yes, originally, yeah.
So the thing I've learned about Cubans is they're extremely entrepreneurial. Like, I don't know why that is, but they are, because they used to be back. I'm talking way back. That was a point of commerce. Cuba was like that. They did a ton of commerce. So and it's amazing
economy
how
was amazing before 1959, booming.
Right. So there's so much entrepreneurial spirit with the Cuban people. We see it in Florida. We see it all over the place. I have one of my really close friends, Cuban, and like he's that guy, But you don't like the Greeks, like in Chicago, all the restaurants are Greek owned, right? And they're all from like one county in Greece.
Wow.
Right? I mean, but again, you got these cultural things, these bents, like they're restaurateurs. You guys are entrepreneurs and stuff. So I always found that fascinating, but I think, and I'm not saying this because you're the host here, but I mean, I just seen it, and there's a really energetic entrepreneurial spirit with the Cuban people.
Thank you.
It really is. I mean, so it's always fun to talk to them, just like it's fun to talk to you. You got the energy, love it. You work hard, because the whole key is the hard work ethic, but he's smart too, right?
Exactly. Cuba, you have to be very resourceful because you don't have staff. So you have to, even, if you travel there, you will see the car from America, that even you guys don't have it there anymore over there.
Right. Yeah,
in
they're
the
still there.
break, they build it. So they make it, they find and they build it again, and the car is still moving, and it's unbelievable. Yeah, I think that, being an entrepreneur is about being resourceful. You're going to have a problem, and all you have to do is find the most optimal solution for that problem, and to be resourceful, exactly like you described. To me, it's like when, like, for example, I love the metaphor. They show us your book again, 1 second. I love the metaphor and the title of the book. Is very profound because
Thank you.
It resonates with people that actually, to people that going through or that have been going through, they know exactly what content, what you cover in this book. So Richard, if the people that are listening this podcast, they are in love with our conversation and they want to know more about you, about what you do, about what can you help them, how they can find you, how this process works?
Easiest way is sharpenthespiritcoaching.com. Go to sharpenthespiritcoaching.com. You can get information. You can book a call with me. You can send me an email. And let's do this for your listeners.
Thank you.
We got to escape the owner prison, right? You can go on Amazon, you can buy this, or you can go to sharpenthespiritcoaching.com, go to the contact page, send me a 1-sentence email that says, hey, saw you on Harry's show. Can I get the free audio version of Escape the Owner Prison? And I will send it to you.
Wow, that would be amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Richard, very, very kind. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure. I wish that we have more time because the conversation is so profound and so deep and like I said, I'm glad that now you take this mission in life. Like you know what, I'm gonna help entrepreneurs get out of the prison. And I applaud you and I congratulate you for that because this is a beautiful life mission and it's very rewarding. I'm for sure when your clients look into your eyes and say, man, since I'm working with you, this is amazing. I can travel the world. I can spend more time with my family. My employees are happy. I'm more happy. I'm more healthy as well because what's the point to make $1 million if you go end up with a heart attack or with cancer? And the company can literally bring that to your life if you don't work on yourself. And like I said, we want the entrepreneurs to be happy, to be healthy, and to be wealthy. But we want, in order to achieve that, we have to surrender to that ego and we need to ask for help. And we have to understand that, people that have been there and suffer what you suffer in some form, they don't need it anymore because honestly, Richard, you build your business, you don't need the money. You don't, I can see by your energy, by your vibe, that you're literally doing this generally to help entrepreneurs out there. And that's your life mission. You even wrote a book, which is a big job to help the people out there. So I applaud you and I congratulate you. You have a beautiful business with a beautiful purpose. So thank you so much. And for our listeners, see you in our next episode of Unstoppable, how brave entrepreneurs like Richard break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.